Welcome to Module 4, Elicitation and Collaboration. If planning and monitoring are about how we organize our work, elicitation and collaboration are about how we actually uncover and communicate the truth about business needs. Think of yourself as a detective and a bridge builder at the same time. Your goal is to draw out information from people who often don't even know they have it, and build trust so that information flows freely. This module focuses on mastering that art, how to prepare for elicitation, how to conduct it effectively, how to confirm what you've learned, how to communicate those insights clearly, and how to manage collaboration with stakeholders. In real-world projects, these skills make the difference between requirement success and expensive rework. Let's dive in. Let's start with the basics. Elicitation means drawing out information, but not just by asking questions. It's about uncovering what stakeholders really mean, not just what they say. Many times, stakeholders describe symptoms. The report is slow, the system is confusing, and it's your job to find the underlying problem. For example, in banking project, a loan officer may say the system is slow. Through elicitation, you might discover it's not performance, it's actually poor UX design causing extra steps. Collaboration, on the other hand, is the glue that holds elicitation together. It ensures stakeholders work together effectively. Through workshops, brainstorming, and active engagement, you build shared understanding, and that builds trust. So, as you see in this slide, elicitation and collaboration go hand in hand. You elicit information, confirm it, communicate it, and collaborate continuously to refine it. Before you jump into interviews or workshops, proper preparation is key. Preparation ensures your sessions are focused and productive, and that you're speaking to the right people. There are 4 main steps shown on this slide. Understand the business need. Start with the business case or project charter. Ask, why are we doing this project? For example, if you're eliciting requirements for an HR portal, you need to know if the goal is employee engagement, process efficiency, or compliance. Identify stakeholders. Who holds the knowledge? Who's affected by the outcome? You might use a stakeholder matrix to map this out. For instance, in a retail e-commerce project, your key stakeholders could be the marketing lead, supply chain manager, and IT architect. Select elicitation techniques. Choose your approach wisely. If the topic is technical, use workshops or prototyping. For sensitive issues, like process bottlenecks, interviews may work better. Plan logistics. This is often overlooked. Make sure your tools, Zoom, Miro, Jira, whiteboards are ready, your agenda is clear, and everyone knows their role. Finally, document all this in your elicitation activity plan. It's your playbook. You'd be surprised how much smoother sessions go when everyone knows what's expected. Now, the real action begins, conducting elicitation. This is where you interact with stakeholders to uncover explicit and tacit knowledge, things people might not even realize they know. Here are the 6 main techniques listed on the slide. Interviews. Ideal for one-on-one deep dives. Example: a BA interviewing a nurse to understand patient data flows in a hospital EMR system. Focus groups. Great for building consensus. For example, marketing, sales, and product teams discussing customer journey pain points together. Workshops. Collaborative problem-solving sessions where everyone co-creates solutions, used often in agile story mapping. Observation. Sometimes called job shadowing. Watch how users actually do their work. You'll uncover hidden pain points, like redundant steps or manual workarounds. Prototyping. Build a mock-up or wireframe to help stakeholders visualize the end product. This is powerful for validating requirements early. Brainstorming. Encourages creativity and innovation, often used to generate options before narrowing them down. Remember, the technique isn't as important as your mindset. During elicitation, practice active listening. Don't interrupt. Ask clarifying questions like, "Can you give me an example?" or "What happens if this step fails?" In one IT project I worked on, a BA missed a dependency simply because no one asked what happens when data fails validation. That small miss led to weeks of rework later. After the session, your job isn't over. You now need to confirm that what you captured is accurate, complete, and understood the same way by everyone. This step prevents one of the biggest project risks, misunderstood requirements. The slide highlights 4 key activities: review and synthesize, go through your notes and look for inconsistencies or themes, summarize findings, create clear summaries and highlight decisions made, validate with stakeholders, bring your findings back to them. For example, you might say, "Here's what I understood. Is this accurate?" Resolve conflicts. If 2 departments disagree, facilitate a follow-up discussion or workshop to align perspectives. Techniques like review sessions, peer reviews, and walkthroughs are great here. In one ERP rollout, a BA team confirmed requirements with finance and procurement separately, only to discover conflicting approval flows. A joint review session saved the project from a massive integration error. Your final deliverable here is confirmed elicitation results, meaning all parties agree the captured information is correct. Now that you've gathered and confirmed information, the next step is communication. As this slide shows, communication can be formal or informal. Both are essential. Formal communication includes signed-off documents, business requirement specs, and steering committee reports. These create an audit trail. Informal communication includes team stand-ups, Slack messages, and quick syncs. These keep momentum alive. The real art of communication lies in tailoring it. Adjust your language and detail to your audience. Executives want business outcomes. Developers want logic and flows. Choose the right format. Use diagrams for technical audiences, summaries for leadership. And time it right. Deliver information when decisions are due. For example, in a data migration project, communicating dependencies before development starts can prevent late rework. Your key output here is the business analysis communication plan. It defines who needs what information, when, and in what format. Let's move to collaboration, the heart of stakeholder engagement. Collaboration is more than coordination. It's about shared ownership. A BA doesn't just extract information, we co-create understanding with stakeholders. This slide outlines the 6 pillars of collaboration: build trust, show reliability, keep promises, and create openness. Encourage feedback, create a safe space for honest opinions. Facilitate participation, make sure every voice is heard, not just the loudest. Build consensus, align on shared goals. Monitor engagement, notice who's quiet or absent, re-engage them. Resolve conflicts, don't avoid tension, manage it constructively. Techniques like stakeholder mapping, RACI matrix, and conflict resolution frameworks are critical here. For example, during a government e-services project, one BA used facilitation workshops to mediate between IT security and service design, 2 teams with opposing priorities. The result? A compliant yet user-friendly system. Your deliverable here is an effective stakeholder collaboration framework, defining how stakeholders will work together throughout the project. Now, let's look deeper at the toolkit you'll rely on as a BA. Each technique on this slide has its sweet spot: brainstorming, early exploration. Use it to generate ideas, like when designing a new app feature. Interviews, one-on-one sessions. Perfect for sensitive or detailed topics, like compliance requirements. Focus groups, when you need collective opinions, such as defining customer experience metrics. Workshops, ideal for building consensus or defining business processes collaboratively. Observation, best for identifying what users really do, not just what they say. Prototyping, to visualize abstract ideas and get early feedback. In agile projects, you'll often combine several techniques. For instance, Use interviews to gather initial needs, workshops to refine user stories, and prototyping to validate them visually. Remember, technique mastery separates junior BAs from strategic BAs. This slide captures the golden rules for running successful elicitation sessions. Some best practices include: establish clear objectives. Always know why you're meeting. Every session should have measurable goals. Ensure stakeholder involvement. Missing a key voice early can cost months later. Document immediately. Don't wait. Memories fade fast. Confirm understanding. Summarize, paraphrase, and validate. Learn and adapt. Each session teaches you how to do the next one better. And don't forget the do's and don'ts. Do prepare, listen actively, and stay neutral. Don't dominate, assume understanding, or delay documentation. In one fintech project, a BA's follow-up summary email after a stakeholder meeting revealed a major misinterpretation before it turned into code. That's the power of simple confirmation. Now let's get real. Elicitation and collaboration don't always go smoothly. Here are common challenges and practical solutions. Stakeholder unavailability. People are busy. Solution: plan early. Use asynchronous tools like surveys or recorded demos, and show clear value for their time. Conflicting requirements. Departments often have opposing needs. Use workshops and prioritization to surface and resolve conflicts. Incomplete or vague responses. Use probing questions, examples, or prototypes to clarify. Communication breakdown. Bridge jargon gaps. Create a shared glossary, or use visual models. Scope creep. Stay disciplined. Use a parking lot for out-of-scope ideas. Low engagement. Build trust early, and use interactive tools, polls, whiteboards, or live demos. Realistically, you'll face several of these in every project. The best BAs don't avoid conflict, they manage it with empathy and structure. As we wrap up, let's look at the big picture. Elicitation and collaboration are the heartbeat of business analysis. As shown here, elicitation is foundational. It starts the discovery process. Collaboration builds success. It creates shared understanding. The 5 essential tasks: prepare, conduct, confirm, communicate, and collaborate form a continuous cycle. Remember, choosing the right technique for the context determines your success. For your CBAT prep, focus on knowing the inputs, tools, and outputs of each task, and always think about why you'd use one technique over another in a scenario. In real life, you'll find that projects succeed not because of documentation, but because of shared understanding. Alright, before we finish, let's do a quick knowledge check, similar to how CBAT questions are framed. What's the main output of confirmed elicitation results? That's right, confirmed elicitation results. Why it matters? Because misunderstandings are the #1 cause of failed projects. Which technique involves direct observation? Observation, also known as job shadowing. It helps you see what users do, not what they say. What's the purpose of the communication plan? To define who needs what information, when, and how, ensuring no one is left in the dark. What are 3 factors when communicating BA information? Audience, format, and timing. Always tailor to who you're speaking to and when they need it. So, to conclude, elicitation and collaboration aren't just about gathering requirements, they're about building relationships and clarity. In the next module, we'll explore how to analyze and define requirements, turning all that elicited insight into structured, validated design definitions.